Hey y'all, welcome and welcome back to my channel. It's me, KiaSimone. And listen, I know I have been MIA, but let me tell you what had happened. So, first of all, I do live in the low country, okay? And we did have a storm just pass over, and we thank God that it was not nearly as bad as it could have been. However, storms trigger my anxiety in a major way, so I just barely crawled from up under the bed, but I thank God we made it through. That's all that matters. I'm here with you. I know I've been MIA on a couple reviews and in the comments and stuff, but I'm coming. I promise you. Now let's go ahead and get into this review. We got to review this Love and Marriage Huntsville child. This was quite the mess. Let's get into it. Before we do, please be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe if you have not already. And I have to give a major shout out to not only my super thankers, but everybody in the comments. I want to tell y'all, for the people who leave me supportive, encouraging comments, it means the world to me, because I am a one-woman band. I do it all by myself. And for y'all to leave the kind of support and love and uplifting and you go girl, it means the world to me. So thank y'all so very much. And a special shout out to my super thanksers. Shout out to Amber Lede, Tech Mama, and Fifi ASP. Thank y'all so much. Now let's go ahead and get into it. So the episode kicks off with Tisha and Marsau riding up some obstacle course in his pickup truck headed to Scott Manor, where they still have yet to break ground. Marsau blames their delay on the whole global disaster of the last 2 years and the rising cost of construction. Now, I think it's just a low priority project to them because, first of all, they're professional builders. I get that. It takes a lot of work to clear and develop land. I have a brother who has done it. I understand. However, y'all do this as a profession. And I believe we've seen them doing some of the clearing work themselves in previous seasons. Y'all just don't give a damn about this. Y'all done bought this mountain that y'all don't plan on knocking none of these trees down off of. Please stop dragging us up there. Even in the confessional, Marsau says they periodically just go up there and check on it, I guess, to make sure it's still there. Ain't nobody got no tents pitched. There ain't no squatters and things. Like, you checking on the trees? And Tisha's all excited, but she's ready to start building. Marsau said, girl, you can pipe down. That ain't gonna happen for a while. And Tisha said, well, since we ain't doing this, let's talk about some other stuff we ain't doing. Let's talk about investing in my mama's food truck. Marsau said, let's not. And Tisha's trying to understand, well, why are you so against investing in my mama's food truck? Marsau said, well, first of all, because the damn truck don't run. Tisha said, well, no, it runs. She said she put a battery in it and she was able to drive it around the neighborhood. That's what she told me. He said, she told you a damn lie. Tisha said, but she don't have no reason to lie about that. Marsau said she got a whole lot of reasons to lie about that. Every dollar you plan to invest is a reason to lie about that. Marsau said, I'll bet $100 to a bucket of trash that truck didn't move. I said, damn. Tisha said, well, since we casting lots and placing bets, how much are you willing to bet that Martel has changed? Marsau said, I ain't willing to bet that Martel has changed. So then Tisha wants to know, why are you so willing to do business with an unchanged Martel, but you are so against doing business with my mama? Marsau said, I think Martel is a good guy at his core, and I think he can help grow the company in areas. I said, what in the protecting political interest hell is going on here? It's called secrets, Tisha. Tisha, he has his secrets. That's why. And Tisha thought so too. Tisha was absolutely triggered. Tisha went straight back into the 20 women's comment. You mean to tell me that this man that you think is a good guy at his core is the same man who was saying you had 20 women's outside your marriage? That's the person you defending to me? She said, I'm trying to understand why you're so forgiving of this man who was so clearly trying to take your family down. Even if he's nice now, that's what's in him. Marsau said, well, the thing is, in my opinion, Martel was subject to extreme circumstances at the time. And he reacted that way in those extreme circumstances. So even if it's in him, he has to be under those extreme circumstances for it to come out of him. And you willing to take your chances with that? Tisha is trying to wrap her mind around why Marsau has so much grace for Martel and none for her mama. Marsau said, well, basically it's because when it comes to business, I can have a real intelligent business related conversation with Martel. I can't do that with your mama because it's going to go from business to social media drama that it's going to get weaved in some way or another. Well, this is true. However, Martel is going to keep the meeting straight business. He's going to bust your ass on the internet, though. That's just what he does. They basically agree to disagree about their positions on Martel and Miss Wanda. And Tisha said, well, since you have so many reservations about my mama, and I got reservations about Martel, before we let Martel just jump back into this business, he's going to have to go through me. So I'm going to set up an interview. How about that? Speaking of Martel, we move on to see that Martel is visiting some construction site where he is supposedly working on building a house for the first time in a year and a half. Now, I don't know if Martel got a license for real or if his ass is trespassing. I don't know what the hell is going on, okay? But he got these blueprints and things in his hands. He got Melnika coming up there to meet him on this trespassing adventure. I guess if he trespassing, he won't go to jail by his damn self. He got Melnika coming up there so he could tell her the rumor that Mel had told Kimmy, that Kimmy had told Destiny, that Destiny had told him, so that she could hear where it came from before it gets back to her. Because that's more important than building whatever the hell he's supposed to be out here building. Well, Melnika pulls up and she asks Martel, what you doing, working? He said, not really. I figured. His ass is trespassing. So they start off making small talk about his wine launch for Huntsville, that they're planning that party, and he wants to make sure that all of his family is properly honored, especially since he damn near got his ass whooped. Yeah, Uncle Scar was about to tear his ass out the frame in Atlanta, and I know he ain't scared to go to jail in Huntsville, so he don't want no smoke. Make sure you got everything in order to honor everybody, all right? Now, what it really brought you here for. Martel starts off by explaining that he wants to discuss something with her because he really appreciates everything that she's done for his brand, and he doesn't want to have any problems with her professionally. So he tells her that Destiny told me, that Kimmy told her, that Mel told her that me and you were sleeping together. If you and your husband hear something like that, I just want you to know where it came from. I ain't start that shit. Just Melnika took a moment and gathered herself and delivered her statement. Melnika says she came in to work with Martel professionally, and she's never had a problem with Melody, to the degree that Melody sang at her mother's funeral and Melody has spoken at events that she's held. She believes that this is happening because hurt people hurt people. She does not know where Mel and Martel stand, but she's never said anything negative about Melody because she doesn't know anything negative to say about Melody. And she feels that it is very unfair to her marriage. And it's not fair that her husband should have to question a relationship that is professional because these two are beefing. Martel said, well, I just wanted you to know where the rumor started from if you hear it. Melnika said, I know where the rumor started from. The rumor started from the story about me being your wedding planner and people wanting to know what happened because my mom ended up taking over because of confusion. And Martel said, yeah, you quit. Melnika said, hold on. What had happened was I quit because my assistant said you were trying to get with her. And in turn, Melody was coming in, stomping in, trying to check people about who wanted you, who want Martel. Didn't nobody want Martel but her. But since she felt like that, I was respectful enough to step back and let my mom take over planning and running y'all's wedding. And it was not 2 weeks before the wedding. It was months before the wedding. And quite honestly, I believe Melnika's version of events. I've heard Mel tell some story about when she and Martel got together, that I think she went to a group of her sorority sisters, the same type of way about, is anybody seeing him? I just want to make sure nobody has any claim to him. So I can believe that this kind of went down like this. I also believe that Martel has always been the stray dog, running around, lifting his leg at every post he sees. And then in response to Melnika explaining why she quit the wedding, Martel said, and if we haven't been sexual since high school, Why would we be sleeping together now that you're married? Now, the way Martel said it and the music that production put with it made it sound like there was the implication that Melnika and Martel might have hooked up in high school or something of that nature. I really don't think that's what Martel meant. The way it came off, and based on the way that Melnika ended up responding to him, I think what he was saying is they've known each other since high school. And if nothing has happened from then to now, why all of a sudden would we be sleeping together? That's what I took from it. Now, I was giving them the benefit of the doubt, and then Melnika says, who cares? You like cheating anyway. Who cares? Ain't she married now? But then she goes on to say she hasn't slept with him, she don't want to sleep with him, and can't nobody check her for who she does sleep with. Okay, so you didn't do it? Now, Martel's ego was disturbed. Martel said, hold on, what you mean you don't want to sleep with me? Martel is out of his mind. Melnika said everybody don't want to sleep with you. You be out here making babies and causing confusion. You need counseling. Yeah, take that low vibrational somewhere else. Nobody want that. Martel said, look, you won't drag me but so far before all your business start falling out my pocket too. You was a damn cheater yourself. You cheated too. Melnika said, I do not recall. Martel said, all you males are the same with this don't recall shit. Y'all always doing some shit and then don't recall. I said, what the hell? Now, Melnika, why would you let Martel rope you into that? Now, the next damn event you plan might be your separation party. Because why is your married ass on TV, but I do not recall, and I do not recall. And if it worked for her, it worked for me. No, it didn't work for her. So we move on to Mel's house where she is outside cleaning her deck. And her mom brings her a glass of water outside to go with this tea they about to discuss. Mel brought up an interview that her mom did on social media, and they showed us Miss Van discussing her feelings about Miss Wanda. She's saying how she feels like ignorance cannot be understood or explained. And Mel said, she was only kind of halfway listening to the interview because she was in and out, she was multitasking like she do. But Mama, you was putting the facts out there today. So Mel is in the confessional saying how she likes that her mom is in the spotlight because she gets to let her light shine and she can touch so many people, but she hates that her mom has to spend so much of her time defending her because so many people come for her, but she's just doing what moms do, defending her baby. So it's defending her baby when she do it, and it's messy when everybody else do it. All right, I'm just, not yet. All right, I'm gonna keep going. So Mel and her mom are sitting on the deck talking, and Mel brings up this post that her mom made on Instagram. And it's a picture of Tisha wearing the Team Wife shirt that Mel sells at the party where they all got together and Tisha was dressed like Street Fighter Barbie and they was all getting ready to fight and they was accusing Destiny of throwing the chick, that, where it all went down. She got a picture of Tisha at that event, and she posted it on her page. Her mom starts out by saying, well, I just want to first say to you that I didn't make that post to pull you into any drama. I just saw it as a marketing opportunity. Even Mel said, so that's all it was, just a marketing opportunity, and you weren't being shady at all. She said, well, maybe a little bit because, people keep picking and poking and everybody gets tired. Mel said, well, it did what it needed to do. People ran to the site and bought the shirts that I made almost a year ago. So, yeah, thank you. So then they sit and have this conversation about how all their shade is justified and classy and everybody else's shade is malicious. And they are so full of they should be in pain. It don't make no sense to me. Mel's mom says, I was classy shady. I think everybody else has been major shady. I cannot with this lady. She is literally the lady at the church who thinks her sin is cleaner than your sin. Your sin is bigger, deeper, dirtier. God is more disgusted with you than he will ever be with her. Like, she's that lady. The type that got a whole bunch of dirt up under their own nails from digging in the mud, throwing rocks, but will call everybody else dirty. This is literally holier than thou personified. The difference between you and everybody else is they say it with their chest. You throw the rock and hide your hand. That's what you do. And Mel agrees with her mom. She said, I do agree that everybody else has been major shady, and that's why I didn't care that your post was shady. But the response was just like, it was too much. See, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Her literal words were, the response was too much. So you throw rocks, and then when somebody throws a brick back at you, you mad. It's too much. No, it is fair. That's how this goes. You don't get to throw rocks at people, and then, oh my God, they're throwing them back. Yeah, that's how this goes. So apparently the brick that they threw back is a picture that Marsau posted of these 2 Coke cans that had Vanessa on one can, which is Mel's mom's first name, and Scott on the other can, which is Marsau, Maurice, and their brother Mark's last name. Now, the reason this is significant is because apparently Miss Van was dating Maurice and Marsau's brother, Mark. Now, Miss Van claims that this picture was taken and provided by Mark Scott, the brother. It was posted by Marsau Scott as a reaction and retaliation to the teen wife post. Ms. Van claims she never took that picture. It was Mark that took that picture, and he sent it to her because he told her that his mama told him that his next wife's name was going to be Vanessa, and he was going to have a happy, wonderful marriage. And so he sent her that. Child, I don't know what in the Jada Pinkett and August Alsina hell is going on here. She claimed that Tisha corroborated the story and said, yeah, the mama said that because she had reached out to Tisha and told Tisha that Mark was moving too fast. I said, no. Now she put that Usher boy whop on him. My God, y'all don't know how I would sign my mama up for a nursing home early behind some bullshit like this. You bet not never have me in the street like this. This is some bullshit. This is not funny. It's not, because I don't understand why, as a parent, I don't care if they all grown, why are you involved with your child's peer? Ain't nothing strange about that thing. Like, so now while Mel Mama is sitting on the deck just spilling all the tea, they asking Mel about it in the confessional. They said, well, let's start with, who is Mark Scott? She said, I'm not answering that. I'm not talking about that. What the fuck you mean? We got a whole scene. Girl, what you talking about? You not even going to answer who Mark Scott is? She said, no, I'm not answering anything about that. No, you can go on to the next subject, next question. We move on to the next lifetime. I'm not talking about it. Hi. I just like to offer that you not talking about it is not going to make us not talk about it, okay? I noticed that that's y'all's go-to is y'all just go mute when it hits the fan. We still got a bunch of questions. I know I do. One question I have is, why do y'all like to discuss the inner workings and details of everybody else's business and indiscretions but your own? And then Ms. Van goes on to let it be known that she's upset with Martel for not defending her when she was on the reunion selling this bullshit story about her and Mark just being friends. About Martel knew the truth and it was not right that he basically called her story bullshit. Ma'am, you expect a devotion that you do not give, okay? If you've tried to interfere with this man's relationship with his kids and suggested things like his ex-wife take them and take full custody, or physically tried to interject yourself when he's come to pick up his, why do you expect that person is going to be your defense when yours starts to get exposed? Why do you expect that? Mel says she feels like the only reason that he did side with the Scotts in that situation is because he feels like the Scotts can help him rebuild. And that may very well be true. But I absolutely believe that this lady was in a full-on relationship with this man. So in the confessional, she moves on to say that she heard about Destiny's opening, that she is not invited to, and that she's going to go, even though she's not invited, because she doesn't hate her and she wants to support Black business, which is what she does. That's bullshit. You cannot take the idea of being iced out of a show that you're supposed to be the star of. That's why you're going to this event where everybody is invited except you. And that's my issue. I would have more respect if she would actually say what she means and mean what she says. But she does this bullshit nice girl act when it's a mean girl spirit. Like, don't play in our face. We move on and we see that Martel is finally interviewing with Tisha for his opportunity to get back into Sculpt. And I can tell you right now, Martel, you are not getting back into Sculpt, but Tisha used this as her opportunity to get back into his ass because she is still pissed about this 20 women's comment, child. So Tisha starts the conversation off with, how have you been? How are the kids? How's your mother-in-law? Well, ex-mother-in-law. Martel said, well, I took the kids to Mel's event. And I saw her then. She looked like she was all right to me. I mean, I guess she all right. Tisha said, oh, okay, that's good. Well, she made a post on Instagram about me. Martel tried every avoidance tactic he knows. Martel said in the confessional he had no plans to discuss Miss Wanda today. That's Mel's business. This is his business. Martel said, oh, she made a post showing you some love. Okay. Tisha said, no. I was wearing the Team Wife shirt that your ex-wife sell because I was representing for the wives. Not only did I get your ex-wife a lot of sales, your ex-mother-in-law decided she was going to take a picture of me in this shirt and post it on her personal page. Martel said, yeah, that's good, right? Tisha said, no. Why does she have a picture of me on her personal page? Martel said, she just, showing support to you, showing support to her daughter. I think maybe she just want to show the world that you wearing her daughter's t-shirt. I cannot do this today. I need a job. Tisha, so you think that's what it meant? He said, you don't think it's something positive? Like, please. Tisha said, no. Van is the low-key shady type that she throws rocks and then hides her hand behind this Christian persona and purse full of scriptures. So no, I don't think she meant anything positive by it. Martel about fell the hell out laughing because it's true. So then Tisha brings up the retaliation post and said, yeah, Marsau posted the picture that Van sent to me. Martel as shocked as me. What you mean Van sent it to you? Because Van said Mark was the one sending that picture around. What happened now? Martel said she sent it? She said, yeah, when she was our employee at Sculpt, she was dating Mark. And she used to call me to talk about Mark all the time and used to tell me, don't tell Mr. Marsau that, me and Mark are seeing each other. And I don't know what in the nepotistic fraternizing hell she thought, but absolutely I told my husband, because y'all supposed to be working on projects and y'all over there working on each other. Tisha said she was over there working on trying to become a Scott 2.0. I said, my God. Martel thinks this is hilarious, but he is not trying to get mixed up in this bullshit. When she explained this tit-for-tat schedule that they're posting on, Martel said, y'all being petty. I ain't got time. I got more churn than all y'all, okay? I need a check bad. I can't get mixed up in this shit. So Tisha said, all right. She done got it off her chest now. Let's get to business. Tisha asked Martel, why is he looking to rejoin Sculpt? What's his goal in rejoining the business? Martel explains that he feels that he can scale the company to a national level and take them from just construction and development to actually owning the buildings that they build. So Tisha explains to Martel that Marsau always says that she is a very emotional person, and that is true of her in her marriage, but not so much in business. Marsau also believes that he and Martel work together, but she also disagrees with that. And Martel is wanting to know, well, why? Because this is not going like I thought this was going to go. Why you think we don't work well together? Tisha said, well, I think y'all would have done well together under the right leadership. which is why it was so important to me to buy you out of Skolt so that I could become the majority shareholder and put myself in position to make decisions for the company and push the company forward. Now, at the time of acquisition, the company was in the red, the negative. Y'all owed a bunch of money. Under my leadership, I have led this company out of the red into the black to the tune of becoming a multi-million-dollar enterprise. Now, having said all that, there's a new sheriff in town. So if you're looking to buy back into Skolt, it's going to be under my leadership and only at my say-so. Martel said he don't give a damn what ego games Tisha is playing. I don't know what Marsau done told her at the house that she in charge. I don't give a damn. If she want to give the orders, I don't have problems taking orders from a woman if need be, because I need a job. So Tisha now wants to discuss the trust factor. How do we move forward? Martel said, well, I don't think y'all would consider doing business with me from the jump if I were not a trustworthy individual. And I don't think I've ever really said or done anything to make you think you wouldn't be able to trust me. And the 20 women's comment enters the chat. When Tisha asked him about the 20 women's comment, Martel still does not deny the substance of the statement. What he says is he doesn't think it'll ever get to that point again. His intention going forward is that he will address issues head on rather than holding things in and exploding 2 months down the line. Tisha says, well, that must be the new Martel because the old Martel absolutely did that. I'll tell you one damn thing. To say you gave this whole speech about being non-emotional, this is a whole lot of non-business shit. So Martel said, you know what, let's get off me because this don't look like it's going the way I thought it was going to go. How y'all doing with y'all plans with Destiny? How's the sweets and all that going? Tisha explains that Destiny is having trouble obtaining ownership of this building. And so her suggestion to Destiny was to hold off on doing any type of construction work because you don't want to buy, upgrade, invest in something that you have no ownership of because your investment is going to become a gift to the owner, and that is only common sense. So Tisha and Martel wrap up their interview and we move on and see the guys getting together. And they're getting together at some spot where you throw footballs at bowling pins, and they sit up and reminisce and try to revive all their memories of how they were these star athletes in high school while they backs and knees probably kicking their ass. So the guys play their games and they sit down to talk, and Martel brings up to the guys that, hey, yeah, you know, I took the kids to Mel's event because I'm going to tell any damn body who will listen. Martel, we know. We know. They put it on TV and everything, baby. You ain't got to tell everybody. We see. So Maurice asked Martel, are things smoothing out between you and Mel? And he says that they're getting better. She's doing things like letting the kids call him in the morning and afternoons now, which is something he's been asking for all along. So he's getting to get integrated back into their day-to-day lives, even when they're not with him. Marsau says to him, well, all your affection can't come from your kids, so are you dating? Martel says, and before he could lie, Marsau jumps in to save him and starts joking about the interview or date that Martel had with Tisha. So Martel brings up the trust conversation that Tisha had with him. And Marsau explains that he told Tisha that he really believes that the reason Martel behaved the way that he did at the time was that he was under a lot of stress and extreme circumstances, and he does not think that this is typical of his behavior or character, but he does feel that it's important that they set boundaries because it cannot just be all out war every time you decide you're mad and we ain't getting along. You just can't drag everybody and throw everybody's business in the street. The thing is, this is just who Martel is. And y'all are going to learn this the hard way, because even in this moment, Martel is defending that we're all capable of something. And anybody will go off if you push them too far. Maurice explains to him, no, bruh, that's where you set boundaries, even if they're just for yourself. Even if your boundary is, you know what? When things get too hot, I'm going to disengage because I know how I go. That, like, you don't get to just, people mad. It's a free-for-all. I'm about to tear your ass up. And Marsau is in the confessional saying that sculpt is how he feeds his family. And he takes no risks with that. So knowing that Martel Holt has a dark side to him, his job is to mitigate that risk and eliminate the chances of that risk causing him or his family any harm. That sounds like a "we've gone with another applicant" email to me. And Martel also brings up that, yeah, Tisha told me she's the new sheriff in town. I don't know what y'all got going on over there. But yeah, she claims she run the business now and it's doing so much better under her leadership. Marsau said, yeah, that would be accurate. Yeah, that ain't a lie. Marsau said while he has the dominant personality and it seems like he steamrolls Tisha actually keeps him accountable. It might seem annoying, it might seem like nagging, but more than anything, she manages all these bright ideas that he has so that he doesn't overextend himself. So yeah, she has changed the direction of the company. So if you thought you was going to come to this little boys meeting and you was going to rub his elbow and tell him, yeah, you need to go and move your wife out the way, that's not going to happen, sir. Maurice, trying to be the peacemaker, suggested, well, if you do come back on and Tisha's running everything, Tisha could maybe act as the tiebreaker when you all have a difference of opinion. Marsau said, I don't know about that either, because she tends to agree with Martel in regard to business matters. And the issue for me is don't neither one of them know what they talking about. So wait a minute. Either the lady know what she talking about, she running the business into the millions, or she don't. Which lie is the truth? So Maurice mentions that he's really proud of and surprised by the progress that Martel and Marsau have made in their relationship, because he would have never expected, after everything they've been through, all the IG beef and throwing side chicks in their faces and everything else, that they would be back here. So Martel brings up the Instagram beef between the Scotts and his ex and her mama. Marsau said, yeah, I'm playing Van's game by Van's rules. If she can sit up here and say that a picture of Tisha in the middle of an argument with Mel, wearing Mel's t-shirt posted by Mel's mom, is not petty and just in support of marriage, then my post ain't petty and it's just in support of marriage, because we all got pictures we can post. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. Marsau in the confessional say he and Tisha don't typically start shit, but if you invite them to the party, baby, they gonna shut it down. They will finish it. Lewis said, man, where did you even get the picture from? Marsau said Van sent it to Tisha back when she and Mark were dating. Martel asked, well, how long were they dating? Marsau said for a while. That's why I don't know why she's trying to play this game about he was just her. They were not just friends. She was paying his child support and everything. Lewis looked like he just wanted to slide down the damn wall. Just, oh my God. What? Martel said for what? What do you mean? Why was she paying his child support? Marsau said because she loved the man. Ow. What in the red table talk hell is going on here? I would be devastated. Now she done talk all that trash about Miss Wanda and her two mans. And you got the young man who you going hours to see and pay a child support for? I guess the baby ain't the only sugar mama. So we move on to Destiny's grand reopening, where she got a bunch of the same product and some new shelves. Is that what, I don't know. She has a bunch of product vendors inside. They have tables set up and they're selling things. We see Miss Wanda pull up outside. She getting ready to set up her tent to sell her food, and she's a one-woman army just trying to set it up all by herself. I ain't even mad at you, Miss Wanda. I understand. When you a one-woman band, just do what you gotta do. Now, we go inside Destiny's store. And is it me, or is Destiny's store more product-focused? Like, when you look around the walls, normally you go in like a hair store, there's hair all over the place. There's hair galore. And I saw a couple wigs and, a few hair options on the wall, but it looks like it's product focused, almost like a Sally Beauty Supply kind of model. So what I'm trying to figure out is, why doesn't Destiny downsize her location? Like, if you notice, anytime you go into a Sally's, for the most part, it's a compact space. So why doesn't she downsize from this full-size store to something like a compact space in a strip mall, or even a kiosk or a small store inside a mall, where there's going to be a lot more foot traffic and less overhead, rather than this oversized, understocked bit? Like, it just kind of doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but that's just me. Now, while Destiny is inside trying to give us a tour of the store, Miss Wanda is outside struggling to set up, but she said she doing what she got to do because she got to prove to Marsau that she can get this food truck off the ground, so he will give her her money to get her food truck off the ground, because that damn truck does not run. Miss Wanda done told him that, so he'll give her the money to go buy the battery and the parts. But so then we see Martel and Melnika arrive, and Destiny says, "What y'all doing? Did you not invite them?" Melnika said, "We're here to support you on 10. I like Melnika. She quick on her feet. Because what the hell else is what? So here goes Destiny. "So where's your boo?" Melnika said, "Oh, he's at work." She said, "Oh, that's why I had to settle for this one." That's what you're doing, Destiny. You starting shit. Okay, I see. You're trying to give life to the rumor that something's going on between them. I see what you're doing there. See, the thing about Destiny is she keeps no answers for your questions. Her life is full of secrets, but she got questions about everything going on in everybody else's life, and where they man at, and what you been up to, and what you doing. Where your man at? Where's Moses? Where is he? Somewhere arguing with Pharaoh? Where's this man that lives in your phone? Then we see Marsau and Tisha arrive. They see Miss Wanda off to the side, struggling, trying to get her stuff set up. Tisha said, "Mama, you need some help?" She said, "Hell yeah." Marsau said, We invited guests today. We ain't come here to work. Boy, you don't get your ass over here and help my mama. So they go inside and leave Miss Wanda outside struggling to earn her investment. So we see Marsau and Tisha give Destiny a couple bottles of chocolate in a bottle. We see doctors Contessa and Scott Metcalf from Married to Medicine, who are obviously friends with Destiny, and they've come to support her. And they're kind of hugging, and everybody's standing around talking. And Martel starts asking, "Yeah, did you invite Mel?" Destiny said, "Yeah, the one that came with you, Melnika. She's right here. Yeah." He said, No, ma'am. I mean Melody. And I guess you can call him Hocus Pocus, because soon as he asked that, here comes Mel pulling up in Stormy's gold G-Wagon. Child, it's about to go down. And it looks like that's exactly what next week is going to be, the showdown, where it's going to go down. But that's it. That's all. And I ain't got no more. Thank you so much for coming down here, listening to me, and let me get it off my chest. As always, please be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe if you have not already. And in the meantime, until next time, just like every time, I love you and I mean it. Bye.